Welcome to your Resident Retention course, written by SHB Consulting Services and produced by The Training Factor. Meet the office staff at our fictitious apartment community, Park Plaza. Chip, the manager, and Mary, the leasing manager. It is an ordinary yet chaotic day of leasing, maintenance, and general operations. One of their residents, Michael, has stopped by to see Chip. He and his wife and son have lived at the community for only 9 months. Michael walks into the office with his 30-day notice in hand. Chip invites him to come in and chat for a moment.
Fine.
Michael, I'm so sorry to hear that you're leaving us. Is there anything I can do to change your mind?
No, I've had just about enough, thank you.
Well, is there a reason? What happened?
Well, when I first moved into the apartment, the place wasn't ready, the carpet was dirty, and that oven, my wife had to resort to cooking in the microwave.
But I thought we took care of that for you.
Yeah, but who wants to live in somebody's grime for a day and a half? That's not all.
No.
The maintenance guy came by. He was, working on our toilet that, had a problem as well. And he used my wife's heirloom towels to wipe his dirty hands. My wife was absolutely furious.
I didn't even know about that. I'm so sorry.
It's funny you say that because I left a message at your office on the machine detailing these problems. And nobody called me back, so I just assumed that, you guys don't care. So,
Michael, I don't even remember getting that message, and I feel absolutely, horrible about all of this. Is there anything I can do to make it up to you?
You know what? That's still not all.
It seems like Chip and the team at Park Plaza could use some help with their resident retention strategy. This class will explain why resident retention is so important to your company's success. We will cover the basics of resident retention and will provide tips to give you a competitive edge with your retention program. Why resident retention is so important to your success. You have just witnessed the impact of poor resident retention practices. I'm sure you have heard how important resident retention is to the financial success of an apartment community. You have probably heard that it is less costly to retain a resident than to get a new one. There are two main factors that cause this to be true. 1. You have increased expenses because you must turn the apartment. 2. You have reduced income because of vacancy. Let's take a quick look at these effects on the bottom line. Turnover expense. Historically, turnover has averaged between 59 to 69%. We will use a conservative approach with a turnover rate of 55%. Keep in mind, however, that the higher the turnover, the more costly it is. Our example is for a 250-unit community and an average cost to turn the units of $1,000. 250 apartments times 55% equals 138 apartments with turnkey costs. 138 apartments times $1,000 for the cost of turnkey equals $138,000 annual turnkey costs. Lost income. To calculate the lost income from this example, we will use an average rental rate of $850 and an average vacancy of 7 days. $850 per month rent is approximately $28 per day. $28 times 7 days equals $196 lost income per apartment. $196 times 138 apartments that have turned equals $27,048. Total loss. $138,000 annual turnkey expense plus $27,048 annual lost rent equals $165,048. Remember, these numbers are extremely conservative and do not include all the loss factors. Other costs may include advertising and marketing costs, and the cost of staff time to process the move-out and the move-in, and the market, among others. Some statistics support an actual average total cost of turnover at $4,500 per apartment. If we use a 65% turnover rate and the $4,500 average, the loss due to turnover is a staggering $731,250. $250 times 4,500 times 65%. Using an 8% cap rate on this amount, turnover costs reduced the asset value by $9,140,625. Even at the extremely conservative 55% turnover estimate and a cost of only $1,000 per apartment and an 8% cap rate, the asset value is reduced by $1,718,750. Whether you use the best case or the worst case, it is painfully obvious that retention is something that needs to be taken very seriously. Exceptions. Of course, we do need to mention that there are rare exceptions where it is actually better to not retain a resident. For example, if a resident poses a liability issue or cannot afford to pay the rent, it is better to replace him or her with a good resident. Good management and adherence to leasing criteria will go a long way to reduce these exceptions. Move-in. Since it is so important to the financial success of the community to retain residents, when do we get started? Resident retention actually starts at the point of the first contact with the prospect. Think about what that means. From your first contact, you are building on the prospect's decision-making process for retention. Always keep in mind the power of the first impression. From that first phone call, handshake, or email, you have started the renewal process. Every interaction goes into the resident's perception of the living experience at your community. If possible, make every interaction a positive one. Daily operations. We discussed ways to make the move-in experience easier and less stressful for the new resident. The same concept should be used throughout residency. The entire staff should greet residents with a smile and show they care. The systems for submitting service requests, paying rent, and renewing rent should maintain focus from the resident's perspective. They should be simple and convenient. The entire staff should look for ways to provide and improve customer service. If ideas get stale or start to lose momentum, brainstorming sessions may help. Take a look at this. Can you guess what most surveys show as being the top reason for renewals? Fun parties and activities, prompt maintenance, and good office staff performance, or top amenities. Click on the answer you think is correct. That's right, prompt maintenance and good office staff performance have been shown as being the top reason for renewals. Maintenance. Here are some items where the maintenance staff provide residents with a good perception. Professional attire and demeanor, solid maintenance skills, being proactive, being prepared and organized, addressing all maintenance requests quickly and thoroughly, communicating effectively. If there is a delay for any reason, communicating with the resident for the reason, scheduling work for the resident's convenience, cleaning up after repairs, following up after repairs.